Great hands. Now, if we look at this question for you, it's financial maths. I will start straight away to explain 4.1. Here they are saying Sylvia wants to buy a DeFi dishwasher which costs 9,899 by means of a hire purchase agreement. The conditions of the hire purchase agreement are as follows. Sylvia must pay a 30% deposit of the purchase price. Simple interest is charged at 12% per annum on the balance. Compulsory monthly insurance premium of 65 Rand 30. The balance must be paid in equal monthly installments. The account should be settled in 36 months. Now, starting with this question, let us go to the first bullet. Sylvia must pay a 30% deposit of the purchase price. Remember, the purchase price is 9,899. It means we must calculate 30% of 9,899. That will be deposit of Sylvia. Now, let's see. If I look at deposit, working on the deposit, remember, let me just get a pen here. All right. Now, the deposit will be equals to 30%. Remember to calculate your 30% of that 9,899. All you have to do is to say 30 divided by 100 times 9,899. So you are going to get 2,969 Rand 70 cent. That will be your deposit. You will then be allocated a mark for that. Now let's calculate the balance. Once you have the deposit, you can easily find the balance. So what will be your balance? Your balance will be 9,899 Rand minus 2,969 Rand 70 cent, which will then be, we must put R for money, which will then be 6,929 Rand 30 cents. That will be the balance. Then you'll also get a mark for that balance. Now, moving on to remember this was question 4.1.1, where they want to know the balance, calculate the balance after Sylvia has paid the deposit. Obviously, you must find the deposit and subtract the deposit from the original amount to get the balance. Now, we have answered 4.1.1. Moving on to the next question, which is 4.1.2. Let me just move the screen up. Moving on to 4.1.2. Then now you are going to, let me just move this screen up. Then now you are going to get, all right, 4.1.2. Allow me just to move the screen so that I can get space for 4.1.2. Now, 4.1.2, what are they asking for? Calculate the monthly installment. Now, remember, guys, now we know that the balance after the deposit was paid is 6,929 Rand 30 cent. Now we need to know that this 6,929 Rand 30 cent, it's going to get interest rate on it for how many months? For 36 months. But because your interest rate, which is 12% per annum, it is per annum, we must convert those months to years. 36 months will be 3 years. And I would remember in terms of calculations, the formula that will be used is the simple interest formula. So my focus here now will be here. 12% per annum and 36 months. And I must also look at simple interest. So the correct formula there, remember, the simple interest formula will then be, now let me use the simple interest formula, which is the question for 4.1, answer for 4.1.2, there will then be 4.1.2, simple interest formula A equals to P 1 plus I times N. Which amount is getting interest? Remember, this is your amount, which will be the one now that will serve as your P here. So let's substitute it. All right. Let me just move up a bit. Let us move up where we can write. So A equals to our P is 6929,30 into 1 plus our interest rate is 12% divided by 100. It will be 0.12. Let me just erase to get space again. Multiply by 36 months is 3 years. Therefore, we will end up with our A. Therefore, our A will then be equals to, allow me also to move the screen a bit here. Let me go up. Our A will then be equals to 9,423 Rand 85 cents. People remember, let's see where we will allocate mark. This is previous year's papers. Marks were allocated where P was substituted, the brackets, and the final answer. But remember, that is your A. That 6,929 Rand 30 cents, if it get interest rate of 12% per year for 3 years, it will end up being 9,423 Rand 85 cents. Now, remember, that's what Sylvia must pay after the deposit was subtracted, that 2,969. Now, this money, 9,423 Rand 85 cents, is the one that she's going to pay for 36 months, for 3 years. Now, but we want this amount monthly. How much? It will be this amount. If we work it out monthly, how much will it be? Now, let's say monthly payments. Let's go to monthly payments and see. Okay. Monthly payments will then be monthly payments will be equals to, let us move our screen a bit. Monthly payments will then be equals to, we must divide this amount into 36 months. It will be 9,423,85 divided by 36. Let us not forget something. What is it that we should not forget? Remember, there is also this amount here that must be considered. There is always premium of 65 Rand 30, which is compulsory monthly, which is our insurance premium. So that must also be included in our monthly payment. So let's go to our monthly payment. So it will be plus 65 Rand 30 cents, which will then result to our monthly payment will then be equals to 327 rand 7 cents. That's how much Sylvia will pay monthly. That was question. That was question what? 4.1.2. Going back to the next question that was asked there. Now, this question 4.1, we have answered everything. It had 4.1.1 and 4.1.2. So that's how you will answer it. The next question that is coming now is question 4.2. Now, allow me to just work it down here. Question 4.2. Now, let us look at question 4.2. Let me just erase here to answer 4.2 down here. Exchange rate. Now, in 4.2, we are dealing with the exchange rate. And then what are we given there? In 4.2, there we are given the exchange rate to be. Now, let's read. The table below shows the cost of 1 British pound and 1 US dollar in South African rand. Remember, this is not necessarily the current situation. This is just an activity where they came up with figures. So this is not the real life situation at the moment, but for the sake of calculations. Remember, here they are saying in the table here, we are giving that the first column, that's where you have your country, England, USA. The second column, the unit. Obviously, for England, it's pound. For USA, it's dollar. Now, the exchange rate. So they are saying 1 pound is equivalent to 19 rand 79 cents, and $1 is equivalent to 16 rand 39 cents. Now, let's look at question 4.2.1. It cost 55 pounds for 80 litre of petrol in England. How much will the petrol cost in South African rands? Now, all we need to do now is to find out 55 pounds will be equal to how much in rands. Now, let's say, remember what we know, 1 pound is equivalent to 19 rand 79 cents. So to answer this question, it's not difficult. All we have to do now is to multiply 4.2 went 1. We will just say 55 times 19.79, which will be equals to 10,000 or 1,088 rand 45 cents. So meaning 55 pounds, it's equivalent to 1,088 rand 45 cents. Now let's go to our next question. Question 4.2.2. Now here they are saying in 4.2.2, an English visitor to the USA noticed a car on sale for 5,500 pounds. A similar vehicle in England cost 3,500 pounds. In which country is the car more expensive? Justify your answer with the relevant calculations. Now, let's answer this question. To answer this question, we will check 4.2.2. Start with USA. USA, we are going to convert 5,500 to rands. So all we have to do now, we just have to, $1 is equivalent to how much? 16 rand 39 cents. So we take that 5,500, multiply with 1639, which gives us, what do we get? 90,145 rand. So it's 90,145. So that will be the cost of vehicle in rands. Then let's see if you buy it in using England currency there. There they are saying in England it costs 3,500. So we must also do the calculation. Now we will say for England, we take that 3,500 multiply by one pound. Remember, it's 19 rand 97 cents. Now, in rand, how much will it cost now? This vehicle, it will be 69,265 rand. That will be the cost. Now, it means it will, between England and USA now, it is more expensive in USA. And what was the question? In which country is the car more expensive? Justify your answer with relevant calculations. We saw our calculations that in USA we are spending 90,145 now. In England, it's 69,265. Now we must conclude, obviously, it will be more expensive in USA. In which country is the car more expensive? It is more expensive in USA. We just conclude. Now let us allocate marks for this question and see how it will be marked. 4.2.1, it was just 1 mark. 4.2.2, your USA calculation, England calculation, and your conclusion. So that's your financial maths. We have done 4.1.1 until 4.2.2. The next questions will come still under financial maths, but this is how far we'll go with this question. So we can look at the next recording.